welcome to yoga. Thanks for coming. Good to see everybody. So our practice today is going to be about monkey mind. That's the only way. So just to kind of put it in the context of yoga, thousands of years ago, one of the Indian sages, Patanjali, described yoga or defined it as stilling of the fluctuations of the mind. So that's, in modern day, we have a thing called monkey mind, where our thoughts are everywhere, our awareness is everything's grabbing for our attention, and sometimes we get just caught up in our thoughts. And so yoga practice is a place to just still the mind, to get out of this thinking mind and into the feeling, the body, and kind of our innate wisdom. So that sounds highfalutin. So I'm going to borrow from a class I took recently in yoga from the teacher. I didn't make this up, but she said, think about a monkey. Our minds are like monkeys, jumping from branch to branch. When the monkey gets a banana, it sits still on the branch, okay? It's just focused on the banana and eating the banana. And so in the context of asana practice today, we're going to do our regular practice, but try to point out some tools, a lot have to do with the breath, of helping us get out of the thinking mind and into the feeling mind, to just into our bodies and away from our monkey mind. So I'll just be pointing those out. There's a couple new things, but anyway. So you can start seated or lying down. So the way we always start, whatever's comfortable for you. And this centering at the beginning of practice is a way to come into our bodies and away from all the external stimulation. So just find your comfortable place, and let's start today by looking at your mind. So just notice, is your mind feeling really busy? Are you bringing in something that happened in the past or something that's going to happen after this? Or is it busy? Or is it maybe your mind is still and calm, or somewhere in between? So start with this state of your mind. Just notice, no judgment, just what is, what is. So just notice the state of your mind, and then notice, the feeling tone of your body. So whether you're bringing in some emotions, any kind of emotions, or it could be something like boredom, or thinking about what the practice is going to be about, or any of those things. Just notice your kind of emotional feeling tone. And then, not in this order, we're going to be here for a while, but just notice the sensations in your body. So this is linking your mind to your body. So you can begin to focus on listening to your body during practice. That's one way of getting out of monkey mind, is listening to your body instead of your mind. So just start here by seeing where your physical body is as you come to practice. So any place that might be talking to you, maybe tight or injured or feeling great. Just take a a little bit more time to just tune right into your body. And as you're doing it, you can just relax your face, jaw, neck, even your scalp. Just relax anything that you can. And now we'll come to the breath. Breath is, you know, is a very big part of yoga and asana practice. And we're going to simply take belly breaths or 3-part breaths. So make sure your belly is relaxed, and there's 2 bananas or tools here that you can use to get the most out of this. So you can put one hand on your belly, one hand on your chest, and we're just going to begin to lengthen, deepen, slow down our breath. So as you feel with your hand and your hands, as you begin your inhale, your belly will rise lightly. Part 1. Part 2, your ribs expand as your lungs fill, and then lastly, you bring the air all the way in up to your collarbone, so that upper chest expands. And then as you exhale, everything softens back to center in the opposite direction or order. So that's the simple thing, the 3-part belly breath. Slow it down, deepen, bring air as much as you can. Fill your lungs up without over effort. You want to make sure your face, jaw, neck stay relaxed. If your mind is especially busy, you can count. So the 3 parts, just count 1, 2, 3, whatever your tempo is, and the exhale, 1, 2, 3, or you could do 3, 2, 1, opposite. So anyway, whatever works for you. I'm just gonna take a minute to breathe. Slow, deep, and even, keeping your awareness on the breath. If your mind wanders, that's fine. Just be aware and come back. Okay, now take a moment based on what you've seen when you're looking at your mind and emotions and body to create an intention for your practice. And just repeat that a few times in your mind, and you can come back and revisit it if that's another way to keep your focus. And we're going to begin on our backs today, so come on over with your legs extended. And arms by your side. So just start by taking your toes toward the ceiling, but just that much right now. And spread your toes, so just spread your toes apart and spread your fingers apart as they lightly press lightly onto the mat. And exhale all the air out. And then as you begin to inhale, begin to take your arms up overhead, fingers still spread, and all the way overhead. As the exhale begins, bring your hands up toward the ceiling and back down by your sides. So the focus here is matching movement to breath. So the breath leads and the movement matches. And that's your focus here. So your breath is slow, deep, even. So the movement is slow, deep, even. Move with the breath. Next time your arms are overhead, as you come to exhale, draw your right knee into your chest, squeeze it in. Nice. Inhale, lengthen out again, keeping your movement slow, breath the same. And exhale, bring your left knee into your chest, or the opposite knee, whichever one you start with. So continue like this for a few more rounds, moving with the breath, keeping your fingers and toes spread. And you can also lengthen out through the soles of your feet on the inhale, so you're lengthening up and down at the same time on the inhale. You can also lift your chest up, nose toward knee, as your knee comes in, if you want to add a little core to that. But remember to listen to your body, see if that's the right thing to do. Okay, then the next time you lengthen out and come to an exhale, draw both knees into your chest, squeeze them in. You can bring the knees in or behind your thighs and just rock. Oh, see, you're already doing that. People are doing, that's great. That's what feels good. That's what your body's telling you to instinctively do, if it is. Just rock around on your sacrum a little bit. You can lift up here again too if you want. Nice. Okay, now bring your feet to the mat. So knees are still bent. Feet to the mat. And then draw your knees up so that they're over your hips, right angles between your thighs and your lower legs. Bring your hands to your knees. And we're going to circle the hips, the knees around the hips. And that you can either keep your knees together and just make circles clockwise or counterclockwise in one direction with both knees doing the same thing. Or you can push your knees away as you inhale and then take your knees out away from each other and back into center at your chest on the exhale. So there's two ways. You can do them together or you can do them apart. Whatever feels good. But do inhale for half of the circle and exhale for the other half. So whatever feels right, you can do any way you want. But do stay with your breath. And also sensation. So as you're kind of warming up your hips here, notice if there's anything you need to pay attention to, any sensation you need to kind of have protection for during practice. And reverse the directions of your circle. Okay, well, a couple more in this direction so we don't cheat it. Check in with your breath, slow, deep, even. And now come to a pause there, and you're gonna have a choice. We're gonna come up to all fours. You can either come over onto your side and up, or you can take hold behind your thighs and kind of rock back and forth on your spine and rock up to sitting, and then come around to all fours. So here, something under your knees might feel good. So again, what feels good on your body. And set up with wrists under shoulders, fingers spread, knees under hips, resting on the tops of your feet. Just press slightly in and just start with a neutral spine. So a flat back, lengthen out through the crown of your head, through your tailbone. And we're just going to start with the pelvic tilt. So you have a natural curve in your low back, so the pelvis is tilted forward a little bit, but exaggerate the tilt. So inhale, tilt your pelvis forward, just your pelvis, and then exhale, tilt. So we're keeping the movement just in the low spine. Tilt and tuck. Tilt and tuck. And now on the tilt, start at the pelvis and then let the extension come all the way up your spine. Lift your head a little if that feels okay. And then exhale, tuck, and then bring the flexion into your upper spine. So cat pose, push the mat away with your hands. Inhale, tilt, starting at the pelvis, letting the curve come all the way up to your cervical spine. Draw your hands toward your knees energetically. So just keep going with cat-cow, move with your breath, and start at the low spine and let the movement just kind of flow up to the upper spine. Move with your breath, slow breaths. It might want to go fast, but keep it slow. Okay, then on your next, when you come to an exhale, let your hips come back over your heels into child's pose. And here your chest is, bring your belly in when you're in child's pose. Bring it in, make a little more room. But your front ribs are compressed. So breathe into the back ribs. Think of it as the back heart, it's sometimes called. So just imagine the breath coming right into that back body and the back ribs expanding. So this gives the back of your ribs a chance to, those muscles to work and expand so your lungs can still fill. When we're on our back doing that, the back ribs don't get a chance to expand as much. So this is 360 degrees of expansion. Okay, now come back up to all fours, and we're going to do a vinyasa. That's just 3 breaths. So start with your left leg back. Take your left leg back, come onto the balls of your left toes there, And on an inhale, lift the left leg straight out, reach out. Exhale, bring the knee towards your arm, your elbow. Then inhale, straighten it out again, reach out. Take the toes out to the side, bring your knee out toward your elbow, nice. And then inhale, straighten, point the toes, cross them over the right leg and turn to look at your toes. That's it, that's the 3 breaths. We're gonna do it a couple more times. Inhale, leg is straight back, foot flexed. Exhale, knee to elbow. Inhale, straight back. Exhale, knee out to elbow on the outside, nice. Inhale and point, cross it over. All right, one more time on your own. 3 breaths. And then bring that left knee back. Come back on your heels and just come down on your forearms. Circle your wrists out. Just take any movement there because we were on the wrist for a while. Shake them. Okay. And then we'll come up and do that on the other side. So, right leg back. Or whatever leg you didn't start with the last time. Inhale. Lengthen out. Foot is flexed. Exhale, round your back, tap, knee to elbow, no, knee to nose really. Then inhale, lengthen, toes out to the side, knee to elbow. Inhale, lengthen, point, and cross. And then go 2 more times. Just keep moving in time to your own breath. Very nice. This is also a balance pose. So the kind of focus here is you probably have to focus on the order of the movements, but also moving with the breath. Nice. And at any time, if you need a rest, then you absolutely give yourself permission to go right back into child's pose or any other rest posture. And so when you're done, no hurry, but just when you're done, we're going to come back into a wide leg child's pose, just to see the difference in that. So wide leg, your knees are out to the side, feet together, gives you a whole bunch more space to come down, so it might feel a little easier to breathe in wide leg. You don't have to do wide leg. You can do regular or any variation. So, and just as you're kind of recouping here, feel the energy. Feel the energy moving through your body. Keep breathing. Your breath might have gotten a little faster. Just take it down a notch or 2. Relax your face, jaw, neck. And now we're going to do extended child. So you can keep your knees wide, or knees can be a regular child or extended. But take your arms out in front. Spread your fingers. You can rest your head on something. Fingers in front. Inhale here. Lift your chest up just a tad and walk your hands over to the right. So keep them shoulder distance apart, head between your shoulders. Lengthen out through your left side. So lengthen out, stretch through your left fingertips, and take your left knee maybe a little bit out to the side. Take 3 breaths here. Inhale, breathe right into the stretch. Exhale, soften. Couple more breaths. And then next time you come to an inhale, walk your hands back to center. Exhale in the center. And then inhale, walk your hands to the left. Stretch, take your right hip out a little bit. That gives a little more stretch if it feels good. Find the feel good place. Send the breath all the way up the right side of your body. And exhale, soften down. Feels good, not too much, not too little. And then walk your hands back to center. Come up to all fours, and we're going to transition to standing. So from tabletop, tuck your toes, take your hips up, back, keep your knees bent. To start with, lengthen up through your tailbone, let your head just hang heavy, shake your head, let yes and no, press into your fingers. Maybe walk your feet out a little bit, so step right and left. Then bend your knees a lot. Look up between your hands and walk your feet up any way you can get them there. Come into a standing forward bend, Uttanasana. So just hang down, your knees can be bent, your chest can be all the way on your knees, or legs can be a little straighter, whatever feels right. And we'll take a couple of half lifts. So hands to your shins, inhale, half lift, flat back, lengthen out. Exhale, fold. One more. Inhale, lengthen out. Fold down. Now this time you're going to press into your feet. Bring your arms out and up as you inhale. Slowly, slowly, all the way up. Hands touch and right down the midline. Nice. Now we'll do mountain pose. So look at your feet. Make sure they're pointing, toes are pointing forward. They don't have to be exactly parallel, but they should be, the second toe especially, pointing parallel. Okay. Then lift and spread the toes, place them down, press into the four corners of your feet. Feel your kneecaps come up a little bit, not grasping, but a little hugging in your thighs. Take a little teeny tuck here so your pelvis comes up a little bit. And then lengthen your side waist. Take your hands out, forward, shoulders up, back down. And take your chin back a little bit. Lengthen up through the crown of your head. Now, let go of a little bit of effort. So just relax into this perfect alignment. Relax your face, jaw, neck. And come back to the breath. Come back to just take a few slow, deep, even breaths. All the way up. We get into a habit of breathing just in the top of our chest, not filling our lungs all the way. That can lead to a stressful feeling. It can also result from being stressed. So just take in full breaths. And full exhales, just as important. Okay, now we're going to do a vinyasa with more our shoulders. So Fingers spread, inhale, lift up all the way up. You can take your gaze up if that feels good. Exhale, turn your palms down and come all the way down. Meet in the center. Make a triangle with your thumbs and index fingers and push as you inhale, push away. Then exhale, pull back, flip them over. And get a couple more times. Inhale up, move with your breath, slow and mindful. Inhale, push away. Exhale, pull back as if the air is jello or something. And then one more time. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale, push, exhale, pull. Nice. Okay, maybe roll your shoulders a couple times. And we're gonna do a couple of half sun salutations with chair pose. So, inhale, arms up. Exhale, fold forward, knees bent, a little or a lot. And then inhale to chair pose. So set your hips back, bring your arms up, weight in your heels, all the way up and back around. Okay, 2 more times your own breath. Inhale up, exhale, fold. Inhale, chair. Your hands can be any way. It can be on your heart space, so modify any way you need. And when you're, don't hurry, but when we're done, we'll meet in mountain pose. Just take a couple breaths to feel the energy. Come back to your breath. Okay, now you're going to need the 2 blocks, and I'm going to suggest that you have a chair. This is going to do a balance pose, so that the banana part of this, the tool to focus, is trying something new. Okay, so when you try something new, you have to focus on what you're doing. So, we're going to have a space between the blocks, at least a foot's width of space, maybe more. And so I'll show you what we're going to do. We're going to stand on the blocks. So yeah, they need to be parallel, and yeah, so that's good. Okay. And we're going to let the weight come into the left foot. So keep the right foot on the block, but just gently let the weight come into the left foot. I'm sorry, this is balance, so you need a drishti. This is another focusing tool. A soft gaze on something that's not moving. And so we're gonna get your focal point. I'm looking at the, whatever that thing's called, tripod. And let the weight come into your left foot. You can just gradually maybe come up onto the toes. So where we're going, arms can be here, here, anywhere. We're gonna just practice with taking the right knee up. And you can always put your toes down in the middle. So, you know, it's obviously different. We're up on blocks. The blocks might be a little cushy. So just play with this. This is playful, it's practice. You're not gonna get hurt. So just try a different way, something new. I'm just gonna stay here for a while because the first time I did this, you know, I was really like up and down, up and down, up and down. That's good, that's good, that's practice. But also the focus is important. So if you come out, take a minute, gather yourself, gradually put the weight into the foot on the block. Just see how you can do. Just a few more tries. Okay, and come out, take your foot off the block, and you're probably going to feel a need to move around a little bit. Shake it out. Okay. So, come back up to the other side. So this time the weight goes into the right foot or the other foot. Same thing. Just gradually practice, test, have fun with seeing what you can do with the left leg. I think in balance, it's really important to be curious, especially with something new, and just see how you can, how it works. Since it's a new thing, you don't need to have an expectation about how you're going to do it. Okay, now come down, shake everything out, take your blocks out of the way. And now we're going to do the same thing without the blocks. See how, just to see how that is. So what did we start? We started with the left foot, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to go back to the left foot. Just like we usually do, let the weight go in, come up on your toes. Make sure that hip isn't going out. Look at something that's not moving. Root down and then lift your right knee. Keep breathing. And take that foot down. Now, did you think that was easier?
Yeah.
And that's a sign that our brains can change. Our brains can rewire, they can adjust to a new situation and adapt, and that's really good news. Okay, so let's let the weight go into your right foot, and we'll try that on the left side. On the other side. Okay, and then come on out and take any movement here. So this is listen to your body, organic movement, whatever feels good. It's just a little dancing around or anything you want. And then turn to face the long edge of your mat. Doesn't matter which way you're looking. Step your feet wide apart. Toes face forward. So lift and spread your toes. Press down to the whole bottom of your feet, especially maybe the inner edges a little bit. And then on an inhale, bring your arms up, shoulder height, palms facing down. Spread your fingers. Lift up through the crown of your head. Just take a couple breaths here. Pressing down into your feet, out through your fingers, up through the crown of your head. 2 more slow, deep breaths. Relax your face, jaw. Follow the breath. Feel the breath. Inhale, filling your body. Imagine the oxygen, the air going everywhere. Exhale, keep the shape, but relax. Okay, now let your hands come down for a minute. Roll your shoulders. Take your right foot, pivot on your right heel so your right toes face the short edge of your mat. And then pick up your left heel and just move it back toward the back corner a little bit. Okay. We're going to do triangle pose. You might want to have a block near your right foot. Now, come back to the, okay. Inhale your arms up. Maybe, where can I stand so everybody can you see me? Yeah, maybe. Yeah, I should have said that. Okay. Okay, so what foot do you guys have forward? Right foot.
Right.
Yeah. Right foot. Okay. Straight legs. Okay. I'll model it like this. Okay, so bring your arms up shoulder height. On an inhale, reach out through your right fingers like you're pushing something off a table. Just do that a couple times. Reaching out and coming back. Reaching out. This time when you reach out, cartwheel so your right hand goes down somewhere on your right leg, left arm comes up. This is where you might want to put your hand on a block that's on the inside of your foot or leg. And if it doesn't feel right to have your arm all the way up, you can put your hand on your waist or behind your back. So this is triangle pose. Your left shoulder, draw your left shoulder open. Spine is not collapsing down, so keep your upper body lifted, lengthen out through the crown of your head. Your gaze can be straight ahead or up toward the ceiling or down toward your right foot. So find your gaze is another way to focus. Still your mind, just looking at something that's not moving. So as you're in triangle here, inhale, spine lengthens, everything broadens. Exhale, maybe you can sink a little deeper. And take 2 more breaths here. Relax your jaw. If it's too much, you can come out. Now on an inhale, bring yourself back up. Parallel your feet again. And we'll do the other side. So this time do it the other way. Yeah. Left foot is forward, back heel, right toes a little bit of an angle. Okay, so both legs are straight. Square your shoulders. I didn't cue you on this the other time. Your shoulders are going to be parallel to the long edge of the mat. Okay, so shoulders, don't worry about your hips, but your shoulders are that way. Bring your arms up shoulder height. Inhale, lengthen out through your left fingertips, and then come back just a few times. Lengthen out like you're pushing something off a table. And then, when you're ready, left arm comes down. Don't worry about how far it comes down. You want to keep your upper body nice, straight like an arrow up, and then your right arm can come up, down to your hip, whatever. Now, take your right shoulder back a little bit to open your chest. So as much as possible, you want your chest to be facing forward. And just take a few breaths here. Remember, your gaze can be up, down, straight ahead. So see if you can find a place that's stable, but you can not have extra effort. You can still breathe. One more breath. And then inhale, come back up. Parallel your feet again. Actually step them closer together, hip width. We'll just take a couple half suns. So inhale, your arms go up. Exhale, forward fold. This time do a half lift. So inhale, half lift, lengthen out. Exhale, fold. Inhale, press into your feet, come all the way up, and hands down to heart center. Take a couple breaths. Feel the energy, stay in your body. And now come to the front edge of your mat. And then we're going to come down onto our back. So inhale, arms go up. Exhale, forward fold again. Bend your knees a lot. Step back into downward facing dog. Not to stay, but take one breath in down dog. Lengthening out your tailbone toward the ceiling. Let your head hang, chest toward your thighs. And then come to your knees. Take your feet out to the side, come back onto your back, bottom, and lower down. Just gradually lower down to your back. And we're gonna do some windshield wipes and then a twist as we kind of wind down here. So windshield wipes, your feet can be hip width apart, they can be zipped together or out to the wide edge of your mat, to the edge of your mat. So any position for your legs that you want. Arms are shoulder height, palms facing up. Take an inhale in the center. Exhale, let your knees go to one side, doesn't matter which side, don't force them down, just let them go as far as they want. And then inhale back to center. Exhale, pull your belly in a little bit, take your flow back toward the floor, and then exhale to the other side. So one thing you can do here, keep going back and forth like this. Slow, like your breath. One thing you can do is to focus on your feet and where they're touching the mat as you roll side to side. Or another way to keep your attention inside in the feeling mind, so to speak, is just follow the breath, move with the breath. So there's just different ways to help you keep from going off on a tangent of thinking. Your gaze can be up or in the direction of your knees moving, or in the opposite direction of your knees. So a lot of choices. You should do the one that feels best for you. And the next time your knees come to one side, doesn't matter which side, we're gonna hold the twist for a while. So if you need to put a support or something under your knees or change anything, to make it feel better, or even do a different kind of a twist, that's fine. But just settle in, and here, send the inhale to an area of greatest sensation. So probably in this case, the area of greatest where you feel the stretch the most. Just imagine your inhale going right to that place, filling that area, and then exhale, find release. It might not be there that you find the release. You might feel the release in a whole nother part of your body. But just see if you can find it. Feel it, I mean, not think about it. Inhale, exhale, slow, deep, even. The message you're sending to your body is that you are supported by the mat or whatever. Everything is safe, so your muscles can release and they won't get injured. Okay, now inhale back up, uncross, whatever you need to do. Just recenter a little bit, maybe push into your feet, tap the back of your pelvis on the mat a little bit. Tap, tap, tap. Yeah, wriggle out your arms. And then when you're ready, pull your belly in on the exhale and let your knees go to the other side. So find your best twist on this side. It might be different, your hips are different. Inhale, exhale, release. Check in with your face, jaw, neck, shoulders. They can be relaxed, no effort. Okay, then come back to center. Take a minute or so to give yourself, really listen to your body. And take any movement or stillness or anything that would feel good. Maybe there's a pose we haven't done that you would like to do. Maybe happy baby, anything. And then as you're ready, you can keep on with what you're doing, but when you're ready, we're going to move towards Shavasana. So I will let me know if you need anything, and I will bring it. So, you need anything?
I don't think they ask.
What?
I
I'll get a few. Anybody want a belly bag? I'll take one. Oh, yes, you want, anybody want?
Thank you, thank you.
Need anything, Vicki?
I'm good. thank you.
All right. It is a blanket.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Here you go. Does anybody wanna, I used to do this shoulder thing. Does anybody want a shoulder release during their Shavasana? No. Okay. All right, so just settle in. In Shavasana, it's fine to notice your thoughts. But when they come as they do, and that's what our mind does, the thought comes up, just don't attach to it, don't create a story or follow it, just let it float on by, notice it and let it go. Your body will breathe itself, and you don't need to have any effort. begin to awaken your body. Slowly come back to your breath, maybe deepen it a little bit. Take any movement, maybe fingers, toes, rocking. And gradually bring yourself onto your side. Just rest your head in your arms and just come back to where we started, checking in with your mind and your feeling, tone, and your body. Seeing where you are at the end of practice. And then use your arms to bring yourself up to a comfortable seat. And sit tall. Close your eyes if that's comfortable. And let's just take 3 breaths in through the nose, out through the mouth. So breathe in, inhale. And I invite you to bring your hands, palms together at your heart space. Bow to your efforts today. To be present, to see yourself as you are. To practice settling your mind and coming to that still, quiet place that is always there as a refuge and a rest. I thank you for coming to yoga today and letting me guide you in practice and share the practice with each other. The light in me bows to and honors the very same light in each of you. Namaste.